What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So in this video, I want to talk about indifference and how it works. Anybody who's trying to re-attract an ex or really make any woman attracted to them, they have to understand the indifference concept. I was watching Chris Camwell. I watch Chris Camwell and Corey Wayne almost all the time. It's not that I need to keep my sword sharp anymore. I understand this stuff so well that I teach it, but still, I always look to the guys who helped get me to that point where everything just like clicked. Because for a long time, like I found Chris Camwell after I was in my current relationship anyway. But when you find the people that you like to watch, you kind of add, I have maybe 3 or 4 people that I watch on a consistent basis. And I just keep up with it. So it pops up in my feed. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it. It's only 5. Chris Camwell only comes out 5-minute videos. Corey Wayne's longer, but the idea is I always want to give credit to where credit is due. So basically, anytime that somebody sparks a video idea for me, I want to point out to where it came from. So Develop Attraction, go check them out. It's going to help you. The idea is you have to go back to the indifference concept. So let's just reel it back. Most people that are going to be watching this video are going to be going through a breakup. Sorry to hear that. Sucks. Nobody is going to come and save you, and I want you guys to be able to take this energy and focus it into something that you can do and can change. Less is more. That's the idea behind this. Indifference is less. Less. You don't want to be giving too much and caring too much. That's why you see these videos like stop caring, stop giving a fuck, let it go, blah, blah, blah. So I want you guys to mentally think, and I say this to my students all the time, and I've been saying this in my videos lately, go back to the way that you were mentally. Think about it, because you can think about it and almost put yourself there. Think about and try to feel how you were when you first met her. Yes, the infatuation, that's probably where your mind's going to go. But when before that even got there, you guys were cool. You guys probably texted a little too much, but besides that, you guys were cool. There was no obligation. She just wanted to discover you and you wanted to discover her. But you were non-attached about it. So you wanted it, but didn't need it. This is the huge thing about relationships that you need to stay in mentally. Yes, I do love the woman I am with. I'll tell you that right now. I do. But I'm not pining over her every 2 fucking minutes. I'm not relationship focused all the time. And here's the thing. You don't need to be. That's not what relationships are supposed to be about. My life is so full in its individual state that I don't need to seek any more from her. Whatever comes is what's there. It's not forced. It's not because I'm looking to fill some sort of void that I'm missing from my parents or whatever. It's because I am fulfilled as an individual. And that's where most of you guys are not, you guys are lacking there. So you guys, and the reason I know that so well is because of all my coaching students. When we get down to the core issue, usually speaking, people lose attraction for you when you become complacent or insecure. And sometimes one will breed into the other. If you become complacent, you get overweight. Now you feel insecure. Now you're acting out of pocket. Now when you talk to women and talk to your ex, you're not in that confidence state, right? You're worried about what people think about you. I don't give a flying fuck what people think about me. Look at my fucking nose. Everyone, people used to comment on my nose all the time. Oh my God, you got a big nose and whatever. I know that. I've known that since I was a fucking teenager, okay? It's an issue. Fuck it. I let it go, right? So it's the thing. People always point out things about you, but deep down inside, the people that are the most secure don't say things like that. They just don't. It's not something that happens. You have to understand that the place you want to go to emotionally is the fulfilled, confident state. Now, how do you get there, right? Because like I said, complacency and insecurity are the 2 things that will cause you to not be that confident person anymore. And when you're not confident anymore, she doesn't look at you like she used to. So you need to have your individual life rocking and rolling all the time. There are guys who message me and comment on my YouTube channel that are like, why do men have to do all the work? It's not. It's not. You have to keep your individual life awesome. So that means when people comment that and say, why do men have to do all the work? You want to be lazy. That's what you're saying. You want to be lazy. You want to relax. You want to step back and chill. You can do that. You just need to find a way to buy your freedom, relax. Because look, we know that a lot of people, most people still work hourly wage jobs, right? 9 to 5 kind of shit. And then by the time you get home, you're drained. So the issue is, again, in your individual life. You can get out of that. Now, if you can handle that work, if you can go to work for 10, 12 hours, even 7 hours, whatever, and you can come home and everything's cool and you can work out and you can work on your side hustles and do that stuff and remain attractive, that's awesome. For me, I could not do that. For me, I had to get the fuck out of the 9 to 5 bullshit in order to really, water my garden properly. I don't know why. It's just the way it was. I think it's because I had immense disdain for the 9 to 5 bullshit and all the other bullshit that came with it in the corporate structure. For example, I was one of the best sellers at my previous job, right? I was so good with people, and I actually liked helping older people, for example, figure out how Android and Apple works. Anybody who is younger, you probably have a grandfather or old uncle, even your parents, that just don't understand how these phones work properly, right? And we grew up with it, so it's obvious to us. So those obvious things, I was really good at that, and people liked that part. They would come sit down with me and I'd show them. And I even shot some videos saying, look, this is how you can put this stuff together, and I put it up on YouTube in a private link. So I'd say, here you go, and I'd send it to them, and that's how I grew. People, they're and some people, for about a year or two after I left that job, they were still looking for me. They would email me and be like, hey, I went to the place that you were working at and you weren't there. And I'm like, yeah, I left there a while ago. And they were like, oh, that's too bad, because I brought all this. See, and that's what happens. That is the idea that you have to bring forward to your life. Stepping away from shit that you don't want and bringing in shit that you do. And I understand that's a very simple concept, but if you analyze your life and look at it from a bird's eye view, and you see that you have a massive pile of shit over here, and you have barely anything that you love over here. The idea of life and growth is getting rid of all the shit and expanding on the shit that you love. There's going to be struggles, okay? Going through a breakup is only an awareness shock to you. You have to see, it's going to point out all the stuff in your life that you are unaware of. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. A lot of people look at their breakups and why the fuck is this happening to me? Right? But really, it's because you need to grow. Most of you. And this isn't always the case. There's a good percentage of people that sometimes they're like, yeah, I loved you when I first met you, and now I don't anymore because we were at different places, and now I've grown apart. We've grown apart. That happens too, right? But most of the time, most of the people that come to me, most of the people that are going through this stuff are getting dumped by women, at least to my audience, right? They're getting dumped, and they're like, why the fuck did I get dumped? And like I said, going back to the issue at hand, it comes back to your individual life being empty, or you're upset, angry. You know how you have all these things going on. So here's a big thing for young people. You guys might relate to this. You guys might go to work and you might hate it. You might feel this raw emotion about going to work. There's some days where you might love it and some days where you fucking hate it, right? And then you go home and all you want to do is relax. And then that's the day that your girl is testing you. Okay? You come home and she's just in a shitty mood and you're like, oh, fuck, right? And because your pool, I call it the emotional pool, is full is bad, okay? You want it to be empty, okay? Just for the analogy's sake. You want it to be empty. So because it's full, she added more water that did not need to be there. Now, every pool has a drain, right? So you need to, again, and this is another analogy for getting rid of shit, right? And adding good stuff to your life, or even just getting rid of the shit. You don't even need to add more. You can just get rid of the shit and your life will be better, right? So I use this emotional pool analogy, and the more full that it is, the worse off you are. So I want you to imagine all the shit in your life is a person or a truck or something adding water to your pool. Yes, it has a drain. Now, those drains can be your escapes. They can be working out. They can be whatever you want to think about it. It can be walks. It can be drives. I like going on a drive to clear my mind, whatever. And then that will help clear out your emotions. So you want to stop the water from coming into your pool, so to speak. That's the idea. So from an individual standpoint, you need to think about your life that way, and then you're going to be able to grow. So a breakup is going to make you aware of that. So remaining attractive is, again, coming back to the idea of non-attachment. So a relationship is just a side thing in your life. It's not something that you absolutely need to make you survive. Okay? It's something that it's there, and yes, it's important because you need to procreate and whatever, but you guys know what I'm saying. You guys need to make it an attractive place to be. Okay? It needs to have, a great paint job. It needs to have some great fun activities on the inside. I'm thinking about it like a house now, right? I try to make these analogies, but I could just easily simplify it, but that's just the way my fucking brain works. So you want to make sure that your life is a marketable thing, okay? So that's how I want you guys to think about it. I added a little bit more to that video that Chris Campbell came out with. So pick up that book that he has. It's called Atomic Attraction. And make sure you check out his channel, because that's where I got the idea from this video. So take it easy, guys. Love you. Think about the idea of what you want your life to turn out to be like. And real quick before I go, if you want coaching, it is down below. Course is also down below. And do what's called the perfect day exercise. This is a little tidbit I want to add. The perfect day exercise is, what do you want your life, or what do you want your day to look like from when you wake up to when you go to bed? Ideally, okay? Don't worry about it being lazy, nothing like that. Just what does it look like? Okay? How much money are you making that day? Shit like that, okay?